the river that swallowed a kingdom. Long ago, in the heart of Africa, there was a kingdom unlike any other. Its name was Nairobi, and it lay stretched across green plains, wide valleys, and golden fields. But above all, it was blessed by the river Zawadi, a river so mighty and sacred that the elders called it the lifeblood of the land. The river was not just water. It was a spirit, a guardian, a living presence. It carried fish to the people, watered their crops, and connected them to kingdoms far away. For centuries, the people of Nairobi lived in harmony with the river. Every planting season, they offered libations to it. Every harvest, they sang praises upon its banks. But when King Oba Kinto rose to power, things began to change. King Kinto was not born cruel. He was brave, clever, and strong. Under his early rule, the kingdom prospered. Farmers grew more than enough food. Traders brought salt, gold, and silk from distant deserts. His warriors protected the borders. But there was one thing Kinto could never satisfy: his hunger for greatness. He wanted his kingdom to be remembered as the richest and most powerful in all Africa. He wanted palaces that touched the skies, towers of gold that glittered brighter than the stars. So one evening, standing on the banks of River Zawadi, he declared, "The river is ours to command. We shall bend it, shape it, and make it serve us. I will build canals wider than any in history, reservoirs deeper than any valley. With the river's strength, we will build a kingdom greater than Egypt itself." His council of elders fell silent. Finally, the oldest griot, Mama Adissa, spoke in a trembling voice. "My king, remember the prophecy of our ancestors. The river gives life, but if disrespected, it will take it back." But Kinto laughed. "Old woman, the river is mine. I am its master." Work began the very next day. Thousands of men dug canals, cutting deep into the river's veins. Forests were cut down. Sacred groves, once home to spirits, were burned. The people were forced to labor day and night. When the priests pleaded for the king to stop, he silenced them. When villagers protested, his warriors crushed their voices. Slowly, the river began to change. Fish grew fewer. The water tasted bitter. At night, strange noises came from its depths: groans, whispers, the sound of something ancient stirring. Mothers warned their children not to play near the river anymore. But Kinto did not care. His golden palaces rose. His towers shone. Envoys from other lands came to marvel at his riches. The king believed he had conquered nature. Then came the night of the blood moon. The sky turned crimson, and the river began to swell. At first, the people thought it was only rain. But there was no rain, no storm, no clouds. The river rose higher, faster, until its roar shook the earth. Walls crumbled. Canals overflowed. Streets turned to rushing torrents. People screamed as the water devoured everything in its path. King Kinto stood on his palace balcony, watching in disbelief as his golden towers cracked and fell. He ordered his guards to protect him, but the waters swept them away like twigs. Desperate, he fled to his royal canoe, shouting, "I am king. The river dares not touch me." But as he paddled, the river formed a great whirlpool, a swirling mouth that pulled him under. The last anyone saw of King Kinto was his golden crown sinking into the depths. The survivors lament. By dawn, Nairobi was gone. The golden palaces, the towers, the fields, all swallowed by the river. Only a handful of survivors remained, clinging to the hills above the valley. Mama Adissa, the griot, stood before them with tears in her eyes. She raised her staff and declared, "The river has spoken. Let this be a lesson for all generations. Greed destroys. Pride blinds. When man believes he is greater than nature, he brings ruin upon himself. The river gives life, but it remembers, and it takes back what is stolen." The survivors swore an oath never to build upon the river's banks again. They moved to the highlands and rebuilt their lives with humility. Centuries passed. Travelers still whisper of the sunken kingdom. On nights when the moon is full, the river Zawadi glows faintly gold. Some say if you stand by its banks in silence, you can hear the faint echo of drums and the cries of a lost people. Fishermen claim that in the deepest parts of the river, Shadows of palaces lie beneath the water. And the bravest among them swear that sometimes, just sometimes, they see the glint of a golden crown drifting in the depths, before vanishing forever. The moral lessons. The story of the river that swallowed a kingdom teaches us. 1. Greed leads to destruction. King Kinto wanted more than what was enough, and his greed doomed his people. 2. Respect nature. The river was sacred, and once disrespected, it turned from giver to destroyer. 3. Pride blinds wisdom. The king ignored the warnings of elders and paid the price.